Lord forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack make it backflip. Tell he Hank with the action. With the vital speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews how I vanish. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May, just caught a touchdown.
This is KMTV Action 3 News This Morning.
Well, good morning and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Deanne Brink. New information this morning on a deadly shooting. Council Bluffs police say they arrested 22-year-old Wesley Carmenaty for murder. Last night around 6:30, officers responded to a robbery at an apartment near Glen Avenue and Pierce Street. Officers say they found one man dead. He is 22-year-old Anthony Walker.
Witness a killer's desperation. Just sentenced to prison, he makes his move. And it means killing a beloved deputy and father.
May 1st is the worst professional day of my career. One of the officers whose job is to protect me while I'm doing my job was killed.
The Potawatomi County Attorney's Office walks us through the jail escape. Deputies Mark Burbridge and Pat Morgan bring Carmenaty back to jail after sentencing. They followed procedure, placing their guns in the van's front seat. Deputy Morgan believing he had locked the van. He releases a female inmate from her side. Moments later, Burbridge opens the door to release Carmenaty. Little does Burbridge know he somehow removed his shackles. Carmenaty lunges at Burbridge, stabbing him in the neck and face with sharpened toothbrushes. Morgan runs back to help, but things take a turn.
The door opens up. As soon as the door opens up, the deputies, Mark and Pat, know it's not locked, like they thought. So now it becomes a race for the gun.
Carmenaty fatally shoots Burbridge, wounds Morgan, then the gun jams. The county attorney believes that saved Morgan's life.
Question that you ask, how do you know the gun's jammed? Well, you know the gun's jammed because he tried to pull the trigger again.
From there, Carmenaty takes the van's keys from Morgan, then floors it out of the sally port. Knowing he has to ditch the van, he targets a driver near the jail, wounding him as well. Then he carjacks a woman, making her ride into Omaha and show him how to drive manual. Finally, he releases her, leads Omaha police on a chase, crashes, and surrenders. After his capture, more chilling images, messages scrawled into a Woodbury County jail cell by Carmenaty. Things like Wesley, cop killer. For County Attorney Matt Wilbur, it's the reason they vowed to get a life sentence.
And the coward that attacked him has now been sentenced, and he will not breathe another breath of free air in his life. And for that, I am thankful.
And authorities never found one piece of evidence, a contraband key Carmenaty may have used to unshackle the cuffs, and he may have been hiding it in his hair. The county attorney says it's important to show this evidence in order to answer questions, offer some healing, and make sure this never happens again. Back.
A mountain of evidence in what prosecutors call an open and shut case. Surveillance video from the Potawatomi County Jail showing Wesley Carmenaty attacking deputies Mark Burbridge and Pat Morgan.
Meanwhile, Mark is fighting off Correa with the shanks.
Prosecutors say Carmenaty escaped from his handcuffs with a stolen key. Armed with a shank in each fist, he attacked Deputy Burbridge, the goal to gain access to the firearm inside the transport van.
Mark gets shot in the head.
Then came the chilling 911 calls of Officer Down from inside the booking room. And panicked pleas for help after Carmenaty shot Jerry Britton when he tried to carjack his truck.
He calls 911 as soon as the shooting occurs.
All before Carmenaty carjacked Amy Kanger in Council Bluffs and led Omaha police on a high-speed pursuit, culminating in surrender and his confession. Prosecutors say May 1st is a morning of so many what-ifs, but what's a certainty is that Wesley Carmenaty will spend a lifetime behind bars.
And the coward that attacked him has now been sentenced, and he will not breathe another breath of free air in his life.
Presented among the evidence today was some graffiti that Correa Carmenaty had drawn in his jail cell in Sioux City and included an inscription that said "Cop Killer." Today, prosecutors say that Correa Carmenaty appeared remorseful in court. Reporting live from Council Bluffs, I'm Megan Hahn, 3 News Now. Rob, that's exactly right. For now, the suspect will stay here at the Douglas County Jail. The process of getting him back over state lines a little more complicated than you may think. Heavy security at the Douglas County Jail Wednesday. Suspected killer Wesley Correa Carmenaty looking relaxed as he's escorted by 5 corrections officers for his bond hearing.
We wanted just an extremely high bond, and we thought $10 million would be appropriate.
And $10 million is what he got. Next up, the extradition process back to Iowa. With the hearing scheduled for Thursday afternoon, Potawatomi County prosecutors believe he could be back in their jurisdiction by the end of the week.
I have no desire to get this case out of my office. We're pretty motivated to try this ourselves.
In Council Bluffs, Correa Carmenaty faces more charges, including the murder of Deputy Mark Burbridge. Potawatomi County Attorney Matt Wilbur says the challenge will be where to house the 24-year-old once he's back in Iowa.
I would say there is a significant likelihood he will not be housed at the Potawatomi County Jail. Where he goes, that is still something that we're all going to have to get figured out.
Wilbur says there are liability and safety issues with keeping him in the same spot the alleged shooting happened, but they may not have a choice.
There's a lot of smaller counties around us that I don't know are equipped to deal with this situation either.
The most important thing, Wilbur says, is bringing Correa Carmenaty to justice.
I think everybody is going to be chipping in on this case, and we're going forward as if we need to try this in the next 3 months, and we're going to be ready.
And remember, Correa Carmenaty was sentenced to 45 years for his involvement in a 2016 murder. So Wilbur says another option would be sending him to a state prison during the court proceedings. We'll, of course, be here tomorrow afternoon for the extradition hearing, and we'll bring you the latest. Reporting live from the Douglas County Jail, Camilla Ortiz, KETV News Watch 7.
We back. It's your boy Popalot. Mobb ties. Nigga need to pray after watching that shit. Now, we on our way to Iowa. I don't think we ever been around this motherfucker. So anybody from Iowa, I don't care if you from Sioux Falls, I don't care if you from Des Moines, man, y'all need to get in the comment box and put us on. Let us know what the fuck going on around there. Us niggas on the East Coast, we lost as a bitch. We pretty much think it's just cornfields and bad bitches over there, for real. If I'm going to be a representation of that. But today, we gonna be covering some more real shit. And the guy we gonna be talking about today is gonna be a guy by the name of Wesley Correa Carmenaty. And that shit just a whole wild fucking other name. But in reference to Mr. Carmenaty, as y'all seen, shit, man, Mobb ties, we covering it all, man. Nigga wanted that freedom. Nigga 22 years old, committed a murder, got caught for it. I think he was sentenced to 45 years on a jail transport visit. He hid a shank inside his dreads. He shanked down the officer, and I guess he was banking on them leaving the doors open where they handled their weapons, because they must have didn't handle their weapons with prisoners, and he had the door open. Y'all seen the rest of that shit. That shit is history. Yeah, pretty much, man. Y'all niggas from Iowa, y'all niggas get in the comment box. Let us know what the fuck going on. Gang-wise, what's the ratio? I would think that shit is 97% white, 3% black, and other, if you know what I'm saying, on the census. But I could be wrong. Yeah, my man carjacked a chick, made her drive him to Nebraska, not knowing that the chick he carjacked was going to be in the manual. This shit is all bad. Mobb ties, we do not cover the good stories where the shit end well. Y'all pretty much know what's probably going to be the outcome for him. I'm surprised if he don't get the death penalty. Yeah, this shit just wow. Y'all just let me know what y'all think. Y'all niggas keep sending the stories, or y'all keep tagging me. Anybody y'all want to see covered,
Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Popalot. I'm going to be back with more of this shit. Y'all stay tuned. Mobb, ties.